Hey everybody, Witt here. Alright, I got a really short video for you here. Try to keep this as short as we can. We're watching the sun come up over the abandoned mine. Turn those off so you can just enjoy the view. In fact, here we go. Just take a look at the view that way. Take my helmet off. I'm doing this video for a couple of reasons. I went out and I was looking at, you can see in the upper left corner, Alpha 7.6.1. I wanted to see, I went into the abandoned mine when the Alpha first dropped, and I dropped through some trapdoors and things, and it freaked me out. I was like, whoops, don't remember those being there. So I wanted to find out kind of what the new things were in the abandoned mine, how to get to the core, what the best way was to run the abandoned mine. It's a great loot mine early in the game because it can be taken out pretty easily with a multi-tool and a pistol. You're good to go. Now, this is a brand new start. We have no multi-tool because you don't start with one. Also, I bumped our ammo up from 250 to 500 because you're going to need more than 250 to clear the abandoned mine with just a pistol. But it can be done. So I'm doing this for two reasons. Number one, show you how to core the abandoned mine. Let's go back to this beautiful view here. There we go. Show you how to core the abandoned mine, how to get to the core, take the core out with just a pistol, and also to show that it can be done with just a pistol, that you don't need explosives, you don't need any kind of weapons, and it can be soloed with just a basic tier 1 pistol. Okay, so I'm going to go kind of fast, but I'll try to be specific. We're not going to clear the entire mine. We're just going to core it. Once you have taken out the core, you can use your multi-tool, and I'll leave it to you guys. I'm sure you're skilled enough to figure out how to take out the rest of the bad guys once the spawners have stopped working and once the turrets are all out and so forth. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is take out turrets, and we do that. I guess first thing we're going to do is turn on our jetpack. We do that by switches in the control tower, so we don't. That will reduce the number of turrets that are active in the building. That'll make it much easier for us later. Now, if you have an SV and you're going to go in and take out the abandoned mine, you can shoot through those windows. The switches are up on the wall up there on either left or right. We'll see them in a little bit. But you can shoot through those windows. There's a spawner in there. There's usually at least one nightmare in there. You can take him out ahead of time with your guns. Be careful you don't blow up the switches. Don't use rockets, anything like that. And when you go to open the door up there to take the door out, don't use don't use explosives on the door. Now, the first thing I do, especially if you just start it, oh, there it is. So the first thing I do is just find a multi-tool, and then in these others you'll find usually some multi-tool charges right there. Okay. There are guns in this room. This is the first room we're actually going to enter. There's a gun up there on that corner, and a gun right up there on that corner. If I can kind of see that gun, I think right there maybe. You can shoot those guns out. You can sneak up here with the pistol and bam, 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 bam. But we're going to conserve ammo. We're going to see how we can do this, how much ammo it actually takes. It usually takes me under 500, but we're going to see if we can do it in way less, which means we're not actually going to shoot them out. We're going to run through the room. We're headed for those stairs right there. We're going to go up those stairs. Okay, so let's just see if we can do that without taking damage. There's one hit. And they missed us. Okay, so you notice we took no, or our armor absorbed it, I don't know, but we took no damage. All right. The drawback is we can't retreat into that room or we'll get shot. Beyond that door is a spawner and generally a nightmare. It takes a couple clips. Yeah, I think that's our nightmare friend right there. Takes a couple of clips to take this door. I don't know exactly how many, but you don't want to get caught short. So that was 10 shots, and you can see him moving over there. You see him moving around. Don't get too close. Sometimes monsters will bug and glitch and attack you through a block. You can see him right there. We're going to kind of wait till he walks away till we open this door if we can. What was that, about 16 shots so far maybe? So he's still here. My fear in running the abandoned mine ever is the parasites. You end up with a parasite, and we have no cure for a parasite. It looks like he's on the other side. We'll reload while he's not looking, and then we'll headshot him if we can. Okay, not a single bite. Take out the spawner. There you go. These two switches turn off turrets in the building, including the ones downstairs. So once those switches are off, these turrets won't shoot at you anymore. There's one there and one there. Okay. So far we have not taken a single point of damage, and we've used up what, less than 50 rounds. We got 10 in the gun, so 33 rounds so far. And you can loot these there, but there's no real point in looting anything unless you're still looking for a multi-tool. You could check these cargo containers. Okay, we're going into the ventilation system. Some of you probably done this before. It's pretty much the same. And then, sorry, here just a second. There we go. Trying to find my notes. Okay, so you blow out the panel. You go in. You ignore the first panel. Okay. And then we're going to have to jump over this. Now, right here, this drop is 3 blocks to here and then another. So usually, if you fall down here, you can jump back up. I'm going to say that's generally true. Okay, but you want to jump over this. Now this drop, once you drop down here, you really can't jump back up if you're wearing any kind of heavy armor or anything. We're in light armor right now with no jump packs or anything. We might be able to get up here. I call this the point of no return. I call this the long drop. So remember, just come in, jump over the first one, and then come to your what I call the long drop. Okay, do the long drop. Then the short drop is 1 square, and now we're down. And you can hear radiation going off. That's from these alien blocks. You'll see the radiation up there is 6 rads. I've done it a number of times at 6 rads and never taken enough radiation to even get remotely sick. Having done the long drop and the short drop, you want to take out these 2 panels right here. I always try to aim at something like a corner of the panel or somewhere that I'm not going to shoot what's beyond it if it blows. You can see there's a treasure container right there, a cargo container. So I always try to just not shoot. And don't use explosives on these things. Just, you can see a tier 1 pistol takes them out. So you don't need to overkill. All right. So there's some radiation pills if we did get radiation poisoning. There's a treasure beyond this. Maybe you can see it right there. I don't think we can reach it with that in the way, but don't shoot it. So I always stand back here, and this will take a clip and a half or 2 to take out. This is one of our big ammo sinks right here. There's a gun in this room right there, looking that way. So don't step into the room, but you don't have to. You can just creep along the edge and grab whatever the red treasure is there. Artillery turret, very useful for what we're doing now. Okay. So that's your first red treasure right there. There's the drop, there's the treasure. We continue on. Eventually to get to the core, we're going to go that way, but there's another treasure down here. Oops, a little overshooting there. Take out both panels. Okay. You might want to write this down. Go in, go left. First left. Down 1, over, up 1, and to the right. Okay. And then just straight. This is a 1 block drop, so if you fall down here, just jump back up. But just go right over here. Okay. There's another red. I gotta stop firing all 10 shots. I'm wasting my ammo. We got gold and some miner cores. Now, auto miner cores can be very valuable. I would call that a good find. Whoops. I would call that a good find. To return again, you drop down, turn left, forward 1, up 1, turn right, go back where you are. Right? There's the drop. There was the first red. Here's the second one, which is actually down there and up and over. Okay. Then back to this T. And then we have another drop here. This is a 3 block drop. You could jump back up there if you had to, I think. Not that I would encourage it. You want to jump over this. You could jump up from there if you had to. But anyway, and then hang to the right at the fork to this point. That's what I call the main room. That's for lack of a better term for it. If you didn't turn off the guns, there's a gun right over here that will shoot you. But we did turn off the guns, so we are not being shot. There is, however, a spawner in here, and there are nightmares. Maybe we can get the spawner. Okay, You want to lure these nightmares over here. Maybe not too many of them spawned, maybe, because we took out the spawner. But usually there's 2 or 3, sometimes 4. There's one right there. And you don't really want to be caught out in the open with 3 or 4 of those guys around. There's another safe spot. You're safe back here on this block. If you're on that block, the alien block, they can bite you from here. They will just stick their head through and bite you. But back here, you're safe. If they show up there, they'll just stand there and let you shoot them. Is that a bad guy right there? Can't tell. No, must not be. All right, so we're just going to run to another point that hopefully will provide us some safety over here. Okay, and we'll see if we can lure a couple of these guys down here. Oh, here come 2 of them now. Now, you could run back, try to get in that hidey hole. I'm just going to stay up here. And if we hang to the left, they generally don't come around. You see, they could get around and get you, so I'm not going to mess with them. I'm going to take them out as quickly as we can, because they will make short work of us if they get close enough. All we have is a pistol. It's slow going with a pistol, but we do want to take these guys out. And again, headshot them as much as you can. Headshots do like triple damage or something. It takes more than a clip to take these guys out with body shots, and usually 3 or 4 headshots to take them down. Okay. There's stairs right over there. Watch the stairs a little bit. Make sure nothing comes down them. Usually nothing does anymore. The gun that we would have had to worry about is right there, but we turned it off. So our next step, we're going to actually run down this area to another corner, and we're going to look left down that hall. There is a gun and a spawner at the end of that hall, and there is nothing you can do about the gun. Just make sure you got enough hit points. So we're probably going to take some damage when we get down to the end of that hall. So off to our left here will be that area. Don't go down there. Don't go too close. But we're going to want to take out this gun first, and there's a spawner under the gun. Right there it is. All right. So you can see there's not a lot of, if you got something with a scope, you can probably scope around the corner. But this gun isn't very accurate. Now there is a spawner underneath that, face down, like that. But we're going to take this one out first. If we don't take this one out, then when we walk down the hall, scorpions will spawn from this one. Can't tell if I'm hitting it or not. They won't come out generally. They'll get stuck behind this weird, these blocks right here. But scorpions take a lot of ammo to take out because of their armor or whatever. And so we're better off to take this spawner out first. That's my opinion. You may see differently. There we go. And now we got to run down there and do the same thing to that spawner, which I'm just going to push it a little bit so we can get a better angle on it. Okay. Having taken out the spawners and the gun, you're safe to move on to your first purple treasure. See it through there? So don't shoot straight on. Again, shoot into the corner. There's one panel out. And our first purple treasure. So, enhanced laser rifle. All right. So, good haul. I wish I had some ammo for it. All right, we're almost done. We're almost ready to core the place. Again, be careful coming in here if you didn't take out that spawner, or when you run down that hallway, it'll trigger the spawner and they'll drop scorpions in here, usually 2 of them. They generally get hung up right in here, and you can just shoot them, but they do take a lot of ammo. Let's just make sure there's none in here real quick. Let's just look around the corner, make sure we didn't miss anything. Okay. The next big threat is that square right there. That is a trap door. That'll drop you into the tunnels underneath. Don't hit that if you can help it. That is a spawner right there. We can take that out. Okay. And then we can go down the stairs safely. Whoa. That's a trap door, and behind it is a gun. It is triggered by a motion detector on that half of the room. So pretty much a line drawn from the edge of the stairs here over to the wall. You're safe. If you step over, that'll open and you'll start getting shot. We could blow out this thing and then shoot the gun, but I'm just going to trigger it. The trapdoor will open. We'll shoot the gun. We're going to take some damage that way, but you'll see it. You'll watch it trigger here in just a second. And you'll see that it can get you even on the stairs here. So running back up, it's fine. If we had stayed up here and shot it, see, it can still shoot us from here. So I would say in general, we took less than 80 or around 80 hit points. I would say in general, you can just pretty much step in here, and as soon as it opens, just stand here toe to toe and shoot it. But just trigger it. That way you don't have to waste ammo on the trapdoor. Okay, and there's the core. That's the core. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. All right, the way we core used to be you had to use explosives and blow all kinds of things open and blah, blah, blah. Nope, you just switch number 1, followed by switch number 3. And we have no more core. And the mine is yours. Now be careful when you leave that you don't go up the right-hand stairs and step on that, because that's a tendency. Okay, at this point, and so we're just going to stop the video at this point. Hopefully all of you are experienced enough to know what to do and how to do it. Use your multi-tool to take out blocks. One of the tricks is when you get down into the tunnels downstairs, I'll just show you real quick, but when you get into the tunnels downstairs, you can actually turn around and like make a trench, and then that stops the bad guys from crossing the trench. You can use the elevators to your advantage. You can see down here is where we're going to go next. But you can stay in the elevators, open these things up like this, and then you can shoot at these guys, or you can actually go all the way down, and you know, when something jumps, you can go, oh, there's bad guys there, and then run back and run back up the elevator. Okay, you got to get high enough that they don't bite you. You saw him take a swing at me. In fact, I think he bit the concrete, or he bit the alien block there. But from here or from wherever, you can get his attention. See if I turn around. Nope. All right. So use that to your advantage. Use your multi-tool to your advantage. Once you're in these tunnels, and these are the tunnels that I'm talking about here. Once you're in these tunnels, I think there's one more here. We can maybe. All right. Once you're in these tunnels, what you can do is carve a trench. I'm not going to get it done in time, so I'm going to run like a little girl screaming away from the bad guys. Okay. But again, once you're done, you can carve a trench, and then they will fall into the trench, or they will walk to the edge of the trench and stop, but they won't cross it, and you'll be just as safe as we are up here. So play it smart at this point. Once you've cored it, just play it smart, okay? Don't get in a hurry. You don't have to worry about the spawners. Because it's cored, the spawners won't work. Let me just show you what I mean by a trench. Make sure you take out those side curved blocks. If you trench just the center pathway, they will frequently just go around it. But with that kind of trench right there, and you can see that's just stone down there, that's the ground. With that kind of trench, they'll totally stop right on the other side. And these tunnels usually have a few mobs in it, and you can trench along as you go. It looks like maybe there's one, and you can go toe to toe with them, but they'll chew you up. But if you make a trench, they'll usually just stop. In fact, they always stop. And it kind of depends on how many are here. Last thing I want to show you at the end of these tunnels, and then we're done. I said I was done with the core, but I do want to show you this last thing. There is, in this last room, there is a treasure. And basically, I'll just tell you, go in this room and hang a right. And on the far wall there's a trapdoor on the wall. You go through the wall, you'll find the purple treasure. Okay, and of course in here is, usually some more bad guys. In this case, with that many bad guys, I would just dig a trench right here and then lure them out. All right, and with that, I'm going to go ahead and do that. We can cover the credits a little bit. I'm going to turn this off, and we'll just let you guys kind of watch as we fade out. If you liked the video, please like it. It's always helpful and encouraging to me to make more. Please subscribe if you want to see some more videos. I'm not a big YouTuber. I promise not to spam you, but if you'd like to see more, and if you want to see how to take out the rest of these guys, let me know. I can show you. We'll do another video. In the meantime, this is Witt signing off.